Thank you so much. We'll head back to you guys in just a few minutes. More news now. New details today on that incident at Green Bay Preble High School that happened earlier this week. Green Bay police say a 16-year-old student was arrested after a loaded gun was found inside his backpack. That backpack was found inside a locked classroom after the student was involved in a fight in the lunchroom. Police now referring multiple charges to the Brown County District Attorney's Office. Taylor Zebel is joining us live outside the high school with details on the measures the district is now taking. Taylor.
Cammie, the district is implementing two changes. The first is changing the backpack policy to only allowing clear bags and clear backpacks. And the second change is getting an updated school safety assessment. School district leaders addressing the Preble incident and new safety measures they will be taking. One parent of a Preble student is more than willing to help and support the school district with strategies.
The response I got from Vicki and from, 4 other board members immediately was very encouraging. I felt like they heard my concerns, and I think I approached it in a way of wanting to help, not with anger and blame, but more with this is really serious and what support do you need?
The feedback and the support we're receiving from the community is beyond belief. Donations coming in, parents calling and saying, how can we help support this through funding? We've had businesses throughout the community saying, we'll buy backpacks.
A clear bag policy will be starting on September 22nd. The district calling it the first stage in minimizing risk. The district says they want to hear community ideas on how to improve their current safety measures.
Unless we address why it's happening in the first place, we aren't going to stop this. So what we are implementing is a first stage, and it actually builds upon the security measures that we already have in place.
Those security measures include the security alert system that was installed in 2023.
I appreciate small, quick actions. Nothing is going to be solved if we don't start trying and implementing, even if it's trial and error, even if it's experimentation. I don't have a problem with anything we can do to minimize the risks at our school.
The school district, police, and city officials will be hosting a community roundtable discussion Monday night right here at Preble High School. Reporting live in Green Bay, Taylor Zebel, Action 2 News.